to join us today. And I think today is really a significant day because this is the first time that Guam is actually joining other states in the nation in recognizing March 29th as the Vietnam Veterans Recognition Day. So we have a resolution here, and normally, resolutions, we just read the summary at the beginning. But I think because this is the first time that we're doing it here, I think it's important that we read the entire resolution and put it on record as to why we are doing this. And so I'm going to ask Senator Uggan to read part of that. I'm going to ask the Majority Leader, Senator Respicio, to also read part of the resolution. Then I'm going to ask the Speaker to make the presentation. But before we start, I do want to recognize Mr. Bill Cundiff, of course, is the chairman for the Veterans Commission. Recognize Mr. David Ellers, who's the commander for the VFW Post 1509. And Stina Frankes, you always, I want to recognize your presence here today. Thank you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and ask Senator Uggan to read the resolution, and then when we've done all the readings, I'll ask Mr. Ellers to come up and receive the resolution.
Thank you very much, Chairman Atta. This is resolution number 321-33, introduced by the Honorable Senator T.C. Atta, yours truly, Senator Roy Respicio, Speaker Wampat, E. Anthony Atta, and all others in the 33rd Guam Legislature. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imina 33 na Liheslaturan Guåhan, whereas on March 29, 1973, the last of the U.S. troops were withdrawn from Vietnam. Vietnam veterans returned from war to a politically divided country. More than 58,000 members of the United States Armed Forces lost their lives, and more than 300,000 were wounded in Vietnam. The day commemorates the sacrifices of Vietnam veterans and is part of a national effort to recognize the men and women who were denied a proper welcome upon returning home more than 40 years ago. And more than 6,000 soldiers from Guam served in Vietnam, the highest per capita figure in the nation. 77 of those soldiers made the ultimate sacrifice and died in Vietnam. And despite the lives lost, the bravery and the dedicated service given by Vietnam veterans, those who returned did not receive a welcome befitting of their contributions to their island and to their country.
Thank you, Senator Uggan and Senator Atta and Madam Speaker, and I'll continue. These veterans did not receive proper recognition for their service, nor the honor due to them. This day provides our island and our community with an important. Should our men and women serving in the armed forces receive the same treatment as those returning from Vietnam? We must never let this happen, and it is in the spirit that Liheslaturan Guåhan, along with the VFW Post 1509, further recognize the immense contributions given by the Vietnam veterans from Guam and designate March 30th as the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day. It is a day we affirm one of our most fundamental obligations, to show all who have worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces the respect and dignity they deserve, and to honor their sacrifice by serving them as well as they served us. And I'll turn this over to the Speaker to recognize the last, or Senator Atta.
Therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of Imina 33 na Liheslaturan Guåhan does hereby, on behalf of Liheslaturan Guåhan and the people of Guam, recognize March 29, 2016 as Vietnam Veterans Day, and be it further that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to VFW Post 1509, the Veterans Affairs Officer of the Guam Veterans Affairs Office, and the Honorable Edward J.B. Calvo, Imagalaing Guåhan, duly and regularly adopted by the Committee on Rules of Imina 33 na Liheslaturan Guåhan on the 28th day of March 2016, signed Judith B. Wampat, Speaker, Rory J. Respicio, Chairperson, Committee on Rules, and Tina Rose Munoz Barnes, Legislative Secretary. So I'd like to call up Mr. Dave Ellers, Commander of VFW Post 709, 1709, and 1509. I'm dyslexic. And I also want to recognize Senator Tony Ada, who's also one of the primary co-sponsors on the bill, to make a presentation. Well, they're will come up.
Ellers, right? I'm going to make sure I get your name right. Paul. So sorry. I just have to pick me to be the one to do this. Mr. Ellers, it's definitely a pleasure and an honor to present this on behalf of the 33rd Guam Legislature, more importantly, the people of Guam. And I have to say that in my family alone, we have so many Vietnam veterans. My older sister actually served there as a nurse, and my brother and my first cousin. So, you know, it definitely is a proud moment for me to make this presentation to you and all the Vietnam veterans, and finally recognizing, you know, your service